Hi, I'm Ben Baker with Longacre Racing Products. Today we're going to be talking about some of our features and benefits of our SMi gauges and answering some of your frequently asked questions. The major benefit of these gauges is safety. You do not require high pressure oil or fuel in the driver's compartment. Another feature of these gauges is you can customize your own warning settings by doing the following steps. First, with the gauge powered on, press and hold the two buttons on the face of the gauge and wait for the needle to come up. From here, you can press the right or left button to move the gauge up or down to your desired setting, and then wait for the next warning light. Here you can again move the gauge up and down, and then wait for the next warning light on an oil pressure gauge. Lastly, move this one up and down to your desired setting and then wait for the gauge to reset to 0. Now you're ready to use your gauge. Now let's talk about some common troubleshooting questions. One question is, why won't my gauge power on? The first step is to check all of your power connections. If all your power is connected correctly, make sure the power switch is on or fully charged. If you've checked all your connections and your power source, be sure to check the back of the gauge and make sure the power supply is fully plugged in. Another question you might have is, my gauge powers up but might not read. The first step is to check all the connections from the sensor to the back of the gauge. If you checked all your connections and you're working with a pressure gauge, be sure that you do not have any thread sealant over the hole at the end of the pressure sensor. In the case of a temperature gauge not working, be sure that your temperature sensor is in contact with fluid. One last question is, my pressure gauge reads incorrectly. This might be because you have the wrong sensor connected. To verify this, if you're working with a 0 to 100 psi gauge, the sensor should be 127 psi. If you're working with a 0 to 15 psi gauge, the sensor should be a 60 psi. If you have any other questions about this or any other Longacre Racing products, give us a call or go to our website at longacreracing.com.